today, and I really hope you guys enjoy this live stream. And I'm not sure exactly what we're going to be talking about today yet, but it's going to be good. And if you guys want to be able to donate or purchase a question, you can find my Cash App, PayPal, and Amazon wish list all in the description box below. Let's get started. So, you are here. If you are here, it's for a reason, a purpose much longer than just a season. Overcoming is a must. In faith, place your trust. Happiness blooms from inside, all the pain that you can buy. All the pain you can abide. Strength is yours to harness well if you believe you can never fail. You're on your path, listen now. Ask your heart where and how. All the answers will come to you once you switch to a more peaceful view. So, if you've been having some issues with anxiety or fear, it's time to really ground yourself, get out in nature, take a nice hot bath or shower, and allow yourself to just relax and find that calm peace within so that you can find the answers to your question. Because clarity is going to come when you find that peaceful state. Clarity has a hard time breaking through anxiety or fear. And you are definitely here for a reason. You are definitely here for something greater than yourself. And you may be feeling very insignificant at this moment in time, but trust me, you definitely are not. Arm yourself against a worldly view. What truly feels right to you? In your heart, you will find the answers that you seek in your mind. Don't overthink. Don't give in. Stand strong in the position that you're in. If you have something to say it. Don't worry what others will think. So, your anxiety may be causing you to hold back on a lot of what you feel like you should be saying in certain situations as well. And it's time to really face that. It's time to face that fear with courage, to rise above it, and to express yourself regardless of what may come as a consequence. And, you know, it's really hard to do sometimes to be able to stand up and say what you're feeling, especially if you feel like everyone around you is going to disagree or hate you for it, or, throw stones or outcast you or whatever the case may be. But at the same time, at the core of your being, you feel much better because you are being authentic and truthful to yourself and about yourself to the world around you. It's much better to be alone than it is to be surrounded by a bunch of people that are fake, that you don't really have a strong connection to because you never actually could. Open your eyes, open yourself up, listen, open your third eye, listen to your inner voice. You do the math, you matter too. You can do this. We all have a purpose in this life. Arm yourself with knowledge, believe that you are supported. Don't let anyone else tell you or make you feel like you are alone, because you are not. Queens don't. Great song. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. Sometimes people get caught up in this thing of I have to do it all alone and I can't reach out and ask for help, and that's not okay. And it should all be done on prayer and faith. But you know what? Humbling yourself and not allowing pride to get in the way is going to get you the help you need a lot quicker than not ever even exposing a need for help will. The song that's coming to mind is We All Need Somebody to Lean On. So call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'd understand. We all need somebody to lean on. And who can help you with your troubles that you won't mention? That's in that song somewhere as well. You got to be able to be honest with yourself and the world around you. If you're looking for something, you have to be able to speak up and say it. When it comes to getting into relationships or friendships or anything else like that, you have to be able to say what's going on within you, and you have to be able to be honest with people around you. You need to express your needs and your wants and what you will put up with, what you won't put up with. And you need to not be scared to do that, because being scared to do that is going to cause you to be in situations that are not in alignment with who you are and what you want in your life. And something that is also going to help you with that anxiety when it comes to speaking up and expressing your opinion is being able to study the things that you're talking about, get to know them a little bit better, delve into them a little bit so that you can support your position from a confident stance instead of feeling like you're arguing about something that you don't know as much about as you would like. And sometimes you can actually get irritated with the people asking you questions when that's going on because you don't feel like you have the answers. But if you take the time out to study and really get to know the topic that you're discussing, then it can really help you to be able to stand up and confidently express your opinion without feeling like you need to defend yourself at every turn. So we have the lion, the oyster, and the otter. So you have a lot of deep beauty within you. Because of the things that you have been through in your life, you have learned, you have grown, and you may be feeling very anxious or unsure about expressing the things that you have learned or the wisdom or knowledge that you have gained. But now is the time to face that and face it head on with courage and step up to the plate to really be able to explore things from a more childlike demeanor as well. Being able to just let go, to live and let live. Children don't spend all of their time worrying about everything. It's not until they're a bit older, once, people around them have caused them to worry about everything, that they worry about everything. Kids are actually very resilient, and they really tend to not be too scared of anything until people instill it in their mind to be scared of everything. I feel like getting in touch with your inner child is really going to help you to be able to explore yourself in a more courageous way and express yourself in a more courageous way. And honestly, I feel like a lot of the things that you went through as a child have really brought you a lot of beauty into your insides because it has turned you into the person that you are today. The Three of Pentacles, the Empress, and the Ten of Cups. And so you've definitely been working very hard towards something, overcoming a lot of obstacles, facing them head on. And if you haven't in the past, you soon will be. You have definitely been learning, growing, really expanding and exploring yourself. And I really feel like in this exploration of yourself, tapping into that inner child is going to help with your creativity. It's going to help with your expression. It's going to help with you being able to overcome obstacles and challenges. It's going to help with you being able to learn different things from those situations so that you can take that knowledge and spread it. And also, I really feel like you are somebody who could also help other people step up into their courage and express who they really are as well, through leadership, through inspiration, through people watching you do what you're doing and it really causing a shift and a change within themselves. So they really want to be able to pursue things that bring them the greatest happiness instead of pursuing things simply because that's what everyone else does. I really feel like there's definitely a lot of happiness coming into you, and I feel like you are really in a very high vibrational state. And if you aren't now, you soon will be in this very high vibrational state where you are feeling kind of like a kid again, free, open, curious about life, very loving and high vibrational, just feeling good about yourself and the world around you. And you may even be in stepping up into your courage and away from the anxiety, you may be leading your family into a state of happiness because you are no longer afraid to express who you truly are and to step in and be the person that is doing what's right for everyone, regardless of what people may think about that, regardless of whether or not people may question that or may feel like you are wrong. Whatever the case may be, you stepping up into that power and really making the choices for everyone that is best for them, whether they like it, whether it's a popular choice or not, whether it's something that people disagree with or not, you are really showing the way and the path for others to be able to step up and make the right decisions as well. The King of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. Not being afraid to express how you feel and go after what you want. Knowing your worth and understanding that you deserve to have what you want in your life. You deserve to have happiness. You deserve to have joy. And you deserve to have love in your life. You are somebody who is very deserving. You're somebody who's very solid, very stable, honest, somebody who's filled with integrity, somebody who is committed to your path. You are definitely somebody who is committed to whatever it is that you're working on and growing as well. And you're really building something. You've been working extremely hard towards building what it is that you want in your life. And I feel like a lot of what it is that you want in your life is to be a good parent, if you're a parent, or a good leader, somebody who is inspirational, somebody who is looked up to, somebody who's recognized as a leader, somebody who you really have a lot of passion and a lot of drive, a lot of motivation and ambition. But anxiety and fear may be getting in your way of truly going after what it is that you want and committing to it and offering your commitment or expressing your commitment or expressing your love or really being able to open yourself up to the idea of having happiness. That anxiety or fear may be clouding your judgment and may be causing you to feel like nothing like that could ever happen for you. But it really can happen for you if you allow yourself to be in a peaceful state and to accept that everything is working out as it should be for your highest good and that it is leading you where you're meant to be. And as you are going in that direction, you are inspiring a lot of people behind you to follow that direction as well. So that's what I have for that message. So let's see what else our guides want to talk about today. Reparenting. A purpose and reason, all in its season. You were made for something great others' opinions shouldn't rate. You're amazing as you are. Knowing this will get you far. There's nothing here for me to say. How will you know without a new day? The sun always comes back out. The storms will clear. Sometimes you just need a good pout. Then I want you to stand up straight, set aside all this self-hate. You deserve love in your life. I know that you are facing so much strife. If no one is there to give it to you, do what no one else is there to do. Self-soothing has lost its popularity, but see it now with more clarity. This is why we need to be taught, so that when we're alone by darkness, we won't be caught. And so you may be reparenting yourself a little bit. You may be learning how to soothe yourself, how to calm yourself down when you're upset, how to be there for you, how to really heal when you're going through an emotional time, how to soothe your own fears, and how to bring calm back to your life and your energy when you're going through harsh situations. You could also even be trying to show others that self-soothing is something that kids need to know and kids need to understand. And so you may actually do a lot of allowing your kids to figure out their problems themselves and to relax themselves or to find that peace and that acceptance within themselves. You could definitely be somebody who advocates for allowing kids to be able to explore the world around them a little bit and being able to face some challenges without parents being there to take care of everything for them so that they can really learn how to navigate the world around them instead of having everyone do it for them. So they have absolutely no understanding of how to do that as they grow into an adult. And then they end up stuck in the dark, not being able to find their way back out because they have never been taught to stand on their own or how to push through situations. And also that helps with peer pressure as well, because when it comes to peer pressure, they're going to do what they feel is right if they are allowed to stand alone and know that it's okay to be alone. But if they're taught that it's awful to be alone and somebody should always be there every second of every day to fight their battles for them, then they're definitely going to be giving in to the peer pressure around them because they want to keep those people there. And vice versa, if that's you as well, then that's what happens. Once we learn that it's okay to be on our own and that we don't need others around us to feel good, but we want them around us, there's a difference between need and want. Just like with drugs or alcohol, there's a difference between need and want. Some people do want to go out and have a good time and really be able to experience some things in their life and enjoy things and stuff like that. But there's a difference between that and needing it, spending every day, all day stuck in it. spending every day, all day drinking or on drugs because you can't handle your life and because your life is so miserable that you're trying to escape it. There's a difference between trying to find an escape in those things and trying to enjoy a night. A very, very big difference. And that's the difference between need and want. Whether it comes to people, drugs, alcohol, it doesn't matter what it is. If it's a need, then that's codependency. Then that's something that is actually distorting who you are, and you are giving yourself into things that you wouldn't normally give yourself into, and going against your own morals and values to keep those things around because you need them, instead of just wanting them and enjoying them while they're there and then being okay without them. Which some people will tell you is narcissistic to be okay without those things, but no, it isn't. And that's also another reason why people get so codependent on other people around them as well, is because people have taught them that it's not okay to be any other way. And honestly, it's better to be the other way, because then you're not codependent on people and you don't end up doing things that are out of your character to please those people. Pride goeth before a fall. Hanging on to pride, that's not a very fun ride. Holding it tight, does it hold you right? Say sorry to the ones that you love. Bring peace and be the dove. Transformation calls you now. Be humble and take a bow. It's amazing the strength that you gain when you allow the glow of cleansing rain. Weakness is not what sorry entails. Strength is the one who can adjust his sails. Admit that you took the wrong course. You bought the cart disguised as the horse. Played the part for all around. Inside your truth can be found. Don't allow the war to go on. Time to rise above a pawn. And so this is also being able to admit those areas where you may have been giving yourself away and selling yourself short, where you may have made the wrong choices, where you may have been a little too codependent on people or situations or drugs or alcohol, whatever it is that you may have been a little too dependent on, and it may have taken you off your path for a bit. And honestly, it didn't really take you off your path because all of it was part of your path. But it's now time to really admit the steps that you have taken that might not have been the best steps, and to really accept and understand that we all do that sometimes, that we all have those moments sometimes, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. What is wrong is holding on to the idea that I'm right forever, even when you're wrong, and even when you know you're wrong. A journey to your passion within. A journey to find the light, leaving darkness, no more fight. Shame and guilt for passion's ease, time to cross to less choppy seas. It's always darkest before the dawn, face the darkness to move on. Travel deep to find the pain, know your desires are not insane. Enjoy the journey as you go, as storm clouds gather, go with the flow. Enjoy the journey, enjoy the growth, to yourself, keep your oath. And this is going back to that codependency energy, because when you're in that I need these people energy, or I need that drug, or I need that alcohol, or I need whatever it is, then you are not keeping your oath to yourself. You are not being who you truly want to be. You are stuck in the darkness, and you are really surrounding yourself with things, people and ideas and situations that just really are not to your highest good, and situations that you may normally not even want to be a part of, but you're being a part of simply because you don't want to be alone, or simply because you don't want to have to deal with the pain you're going through, or you don't want to have to deal with the realities of the life that you created around you. When in reality, you know what? The life that you created around you has some majorly good things in it. And you may be overlooking those things because of things that you have lost in the past that made you kind of miserable, and to where you really felt like nothing good could ever come in again. And now you're really starting to turn that around and to come into this better energy, this higher energy, your higher self, where you're able to admit the ways that you went wrong. You're able to really stand up and fight for what you believe in, and fight for what's right, and fight for what is important to you, and no longer allowing people to make you feel like you're crazy or stupid or insane or naive or whatever the case may be, for wanting the things that you want, that you feel like can be a reality in your life. And you may have allowed them to cause you to believe that none of that could happen in the past, and you may have made some decisions based on that theory that led you down a rabbit hole of shit. And now you're climbing your way back up out of that rabbit hole. And you're admitting where you went wrong, apologizing for your actions, really letting people know what it is that you truly want and going after it without regrets, without remorse, without guilt, without shame, without feeling like it's somehow wrong to want the things that you're wanting as well. We have the frog, the eagle, and the hyena, the stars, the Ten of Wands, King of Swords, the Six of Pentacles, and the Devil. So you could have been really burdened and weighed down by a very toxic situation, one that you were giving to and giving to and giving to, and it really was not giving back to you. You were busy giving away everything you were to something. And it could have been somebody that was very overly analytical, overly critical, overly judgmental, somebody that was really tearing you down in the background, telling you that you were not good enough, that you didn't have anything to offer, that no matter what you did, it wasn't enough. And honestly, you were the one giving and giving and giving, and this person was just taking and taking and taking. And you were very bound and stuck and trapped in this situation. You could have even been somebody that might have been doing some of that yourself for some of you. And regardless of everything that was going on in this situation, you were keeping hope alive. You were keeping peace and joy alive, optimism alive. You were really trying to enjoy yourself. You were really trying to bring people up out of the darkness, but it was weighing you down and keeping you very stuck and keeping you very stagnant. You may have even could have even been something where some of you could have moved away from a situation that really could have been repaired, or and take it as it resonates in what your intuition is saying, because it's not everyone. There are some of you that were dealing with a situation that really needed to be let go of, period, bottom line. But there are some of you that may have been dealing with a situation that could have actually been brought back out of the darkness, and somebody could have made you feel like that could never happen and turned you against your beliefs on it. And you could have actually ended up moving away from this situation into some really bad toxic situations, because you lost your hope and belief and your faith. And some of you, I feel like it's more you went into a lot of nasty situations after this situation because this person warped your mind and made you feel like you had absolutely nothing to offer and you were never going to be good enough, and that no matter what you did, it wasn't enough. And so you may have actually went into some really bad situations that were not good for you because of the fact that you may have felt like you deserved those situations and you didn't deserve any better, when in all actuality, you deserved a whole hell of a lot better than what this person gave you and what anybody after this person gave you, because you are a very hard worker, somebody who has really taken up responsibility on your shoulders, the responsibility to guide others, to lead others, to fill them with inspiration, hope, optimism, joy, love, laughter. You have taken the responsibility of healing onto your shoulders, of freeing yourself, of finding your independence and being able to express yourself. And I really feel like all of this is everyone here. You have found your independence and your ability to be able to express yourself, your ability to be able to break off things that are not good for you. And these toxic, lower vibrational situations are really falling by the wayside. And you are somebody who knows that it's your responsibility to do these things. You have taken your power back. People will blame it all the time on everything outside of themselves. There was somebody the other day who shared something about addiction, and it really drives me crazy every time I see one of these posts, because it's all about how you don't know what it's like to be a druggie, and it is such an awful thing because it takes over your whole body, mind, and soul, and there's no escaping it. Oh yeah, when you feel like that's the situation, that's the truth then. But when you know that you are the only one who has the power to break that addiction and to change your fucking life, that you are the one with the power, and you're not blaming it on everything outside of yourself, then you actually take responsibility to do that. And you have taken the responsibility to change your life, or you soon will be, to really know that it is within your control to do that. And it is nothing outside of yourself that can change what you have going on inside. It's only inside of you that can do that. And there's a lot of people that really will sit there and blame everything outside of themselves as a crutch for years, for years. And then there's those people who, after years of doing that, wake up one day, they've been an alcoholic for 40 fucking years, and they quit. And they have no problem with it because they're finally done with it. They have finally chosen to take their power back, and they have finally decided they don't need that to live. And honestly, their life was a whole hell of a lot worse with that involved in it. And they just didn't even realize it. They were busy blaming it on the alcohol. Oh, it's the alcohol's problem. It's the alcohol's fault. I can't do anything about it. I'm so sad and miserable and alone, and there's nothing that I can do. And instead, you can go, oh, I'm the one in control of this. I'm the one who has the choice in my life of whether or not I want to live it this way. I'm the one who can decide whether or not I want to start expressing my truth instead of burying it under tons of alcohol. Because that's 90% of the reason why most people are doing that, is because they're afraid to express who they really are, and they just want to keep it buried underneath something like that instead. Or they want to blame that for the way that they're acting instead of going, this is who I am as a person. And that's okay. Because everybody's an asshole sometimes. And instead, they want to bury it under the alcohol and say, oh, I'm just an asshole because I drink. No, you're an asshole because you're a fucking asshole. And maybe if you got rid of the alcohol, you wouldn't be an asshole 100% of the time. But it has nothing to do with the alcohol. That's your personality. That's why they say alcohol lowers the inhibitions. It allows you to be more of who you are without the alcohol. It allows you to get over the anxiety of being who you are. Some people use it to socialize with people because they're really shy and they have a hard time communicating with people. Yeah, because they have a hard time being themselves around people and they feel nervous and upset about it. And so they want to be able to blame the alcohol in case something happens that they don't like about themselves and other people don't like about them, instead of actually owning up to their own crap. I did not know it was going to get into a tangent like that. So in between messages, if anybody wants to be able to donate or purchase a question, you can find my Cash App and PayPal and Amazon wish list all in the description box below. And I truly do appreciate any of you who do that. It really does mean the world to me, and it makes a bigger difference than you know. And if you guys wanted to be able to find my poetry, you can find Dee's StoryTime, and the link for that is in the description box below, where I share all my poems with you. Somebody was saying something about I should put them in a book, and I decided to do it that way because, you know what, everybody can access them that way, and I find it to be better that way. Rebuilding foundations. Bloodshed, tears, ashes, rain. Been through so much hardship and pain. Overcoming left and right. For far too long, no end in sight. World gone, ashy and gray, but I live to fight another day. Slowly cleansing rain brings spring. Slowly I start to dance and sing. Colors start to light the way. A little girl's giggles and play. Swift action now comes to bring together something none will ever sever. So, there could definitely be a situation where you might be rebuilding foundations that were knocked down and torn asunder that you thought maybe could never even come back together. But after all the hardship, all the pain, all the fights, all the crap that has happened that has really torn everything down, the foundations are being built back up in a brand new way, in a solid way, in a more stable way, in a way that is real and authentic, in a way that's not built on faulty foundations, but one that is built on a real foundation. Something that nobody can ever sever is now going to be coming together. Could have something to do with your children, could have something to do with your family in some sort of way, could have something to do with a partnership that's actually being built from the ground up and in a way that cannot be torn apart by others. Could be even just yourself and your own self-esteem and your own strength and your own self-respect and self-love that will no longer be able to be torn apart or picked apart by others because you have chosen not to allow those people to tear you apart anymore from the outside, whether that be a partnership, a relationship, a family, whatever it is. You have chosen, and the people around you have chosen, to not allow anybody else to tear it down anymore, but to be able to keep it strong. You are so ready to step into the spotlight. Remember, a quick energy cleansing can do wonders for your anxiety. Ground yourself and move forward. Take that stage, but remain humble in your dealings. Extend the knowledge that you have in you with care. With great power comes great responsibility. I've actually seen a lot of people that, and if you want to make money off your things and you want to make sure that people that you're making money in some sort of way and that you're getting a give back for what you're putting out there, that's fine. Because you know what? I've learned how to do a lot of that myself. And at the same time, I do give away a lot of what I have for free because I really just feel like the knowledge that I have is something that people could use. And if I didn't put it out there and people could have used it and things ended in a really bad way because I chose to be greedy and hold on to my information that I had that could have helped them, then you know what? I would, yeah, that's just not cool. And I know that that will come back to me in some sort of way. But there are people out there that will actually start talking about how, oh, they have this stuff over on this site where it costs you money because I only want it in the hands of those that it should be in. Oh, really? Because only those with money are the ones who are good people? Really? Come on, bad people can still go purchase your products over there. Just the same as bad people could be sitting in front of you watching it for free. Good people can also be sitting there watching it for free or purchasing it. And that's the whole thing. You know, it's not anything to do. Money has nothing to do with how good of a person you are. And just because you select people based on what they can pay you for your services does not mean that you're giving it to the people who deserve it and the people who need it most. Honestly, a lot of the people who need it the most are the ones who don't have it to give in monetary ways. Although at the same time, I will say this much because I have dealt with some addicts and alcoholics that got a lot out of me free wise. And you know, there was a couple of them that were saying something one night about I should give them a reading and blah blah blah, and I was like, you know what, if you want to pay me for it, sure. And they're like, oh, well, I don't have the money for that. Oh, you don't have the money for that, but you were just talking about how much money you had to spend on drinking tonight. If you have enough money to spend on drinking tonight, then you have enough money to spend on this. And if your health and healing is as important to you as drinking is, then you should be able to purchase this. And guess what? If it's not, then what I'm giving you, you're probably not going to put to good use anyway, because it's not important enough to you to spend money on. Not even as important as alcohol is to you. And that wasn't even an alcoholic that was doing that. That was just an ass at the bar who was thinking they should get what I had for free and was being a dick about it. And you know what? I've given a lot of what I have for free, but not to people like that. There will be hell to pay for messing with your energy. They can no longer harvest from you. Practice self-love and self-care. Don't let their behaviors distract you from your goals. It is your time to shine. No one can hold you back but you. So get on track, remove the fear, remove the doubt, and have faith and trust in the divine path. And the song that just came to mind too is oh shit. Oh, I can't even think of the song now. The lyrics just completely disappeared out of my mind. Heartbreak and renew. You hurt me so deeply, my tears were all true. I loved you completely, but you couldn't take that clue. You thought that I was out to get you, and it made you very blue. You lashed out in rage. You were on a different page. I was alone as you fought your way home, but now is the time when it turns on a dime. But how do I know that it'll be different this time? So, there is definitely something in the past that broke apart, and you are really feeling like there is a chance here to fix things. And at the same time, it is going to take your trust, and it's going to take removing the anxiety and the fear and the doubt from your mind, your heart, your soul, really being able to throw yourself into belief, into faith, into optimism, into hope, and also into knowing that it doesn't matter what they have done in the past. They can no longer do those things anymore because those things no longer work on you. You know it, they know it, and now it's really time to create something that nobody can get in the way of ever again. Because in the past, it may have been broken apart by fear, by pain, by sadness, by outside people getting involved or outside situations getting involved and causing anxiety, fear, doubt, rage, hurt, pain, by other people getting involved and breaking you apart. But that can no longer be done anymore. The Eight of Swords, the Nine of Cups, the Four of Cups, Swan, the cosmic egg, and the rabbit. Once again, about the fear, the anxiety. The sky is falling every time I turn around. If I turn around, it's going to crush me. And, I don't even know what's coming. I don't know why. I don't know where. I don't know how. And constantly jumping down that rabbit hole of that spiral of negative thinking is a lot of what caused situations to break down and crumble. Not being able to see the beautiful blessings in front of you, the beautiful blessings inside of you, not being able to see the amazing things around you or the lack of gratitude for those amazing things because of the fear or the anxiety. And this was mirrored on both sides. If this is your situation, both people were dealing with this and both people were going through a lot. Both people felt very stuck. Both people were in a very strong prison of their own making inside of their mind. And both people jumped into a little bit of selfishness. But a lot of this was done and a lot of this happened the way that it did so that you could both learn how to stand strong on your own, so that you could both learn that you had everything that you needed inside of yourself emotionally, and you didn't need anything outside of you to be able to be happy, calm, peaceful, satisfied, filled with joy and happiness in your life, and that you can do that on your own. You don't have to have anybody around you to be able to do that. And so that's a lot of what you were learning in this situation and what you went through is how to really remain in a poised, graceful, peaceful stance, how to really look inside of the mirror to understand what's going on with you instead of looking around at the people outside of yourself to understand what's going on within you. And in doing this, you have been able to shed the skin and been able to transform in a way that is very beautiful. You have a lot of beauty within yourself, and a lot of that beauty within yourself was trapped and stagnant and stuck, and you really felt like you couldn't do anything about the way that you felt or the things that you were doing or the actions that you were taking, because you were taking these actions because of other people and the way that they were behaving or whatever the case may be, when in reality, these were the actions that you chose to take, and you chose to take these actions based on fear. And now you're really starting to look in the mirror and to understand what your fears have caused you to ignore, all the good things that your fears have caused you to ignore, all the beauty around you, all of the goodness around you that may have been overlooked because of the fear of the poison or the fear of people lashing out at you or something along those lines. There could have even been people lashing out at you because of fear as well, because I really do feel like this was a very mirrored energy. There was at least two people at play here that were at each other's throats constantly because of the fear, because of the anxiety, because of the coldness, because of this feeling of lack and this feeling of stubbornness and this feeling of being trapped and stuck and stagnant and tired and overworked and underappreciated and overlooked. And it was just this need for space and this need and this need to be able to really look within yourself, to understand how strong you were and how capable you were of being able to create a beautiful life for yourself, as long as you didn't allow your fear to get the better of you. There was a lot that you were dealing with behind the scenes that nobody was able to see. And whoever this person is that you were dealing with, they were dealing with a lot behind the scenes that nobody was able to see as well. There was a lot of mental turmoil going on. There was a lot of darkness being faced. There was a lot of shadow sides being revealed and opened up and expressed. Both people were on their own journey. There's actually two spiral towers here, where both people were climbing up these spiral towers, stuck inside their thoughts, stuck inside their mind, really having to delve in to their emotions and uncover them, unbury them, really being able to look inside to see the reflection that was there and to understand what was going on. And both people needed to be able to do this themselves, to take the responsibility for their own actions, to take the responsibility for their own behaviors, to really see things as they were, and to understand how strong you are, because you are so strong that you can really carry everything that has been going on. And I really feel like you did a lot of it on your own. I don't think that you let a whole lot of people in or let a whole lot of people in on what was going on or allowed people to see what was going on. A lot of it was kept hidden or kept in the dark or kept away from the view of others. And you guys were really taking up the responsibility yourself of trying to heal things and fix things. But what you guys didn't realize is that you guys needed to do this on your own and not together. And so there could definitely be a situation where You have worked extremely hard to be able to find that gratitude, to be able to find that beauty, to be able to find that self-love and that self-acceptance, and to really be able to take the responsibility for the ways you've behaved because of your fear or your doubt. And it's just this whole energy of taking responsibility and stepping up to the plate and allowing yourself to really see the shadow side of who you are and understand it. To understand what was keeping you stuck was not other people, but it was yourself. To understand that your own fears were getting in the way of creating the life that you desired and manifesting your wishes coming true. And it's this energy of looking in that mirror, facing that mirror, and remaining calm about it, remaining peaceful about it, remaining accepting of it, instead of blaming, shaming, guilting, instead of allowing yourself to eat you up for the things that have happened in the past. Because it does take two people, and it wasn't just you that was causing problems. It was both parties, but it wasn't just the other party either. Both parties had a part in it. So, wow. Let's see what the next thing that our guides want to talk about is. I know your heart is broken right now. You have already suffered so much. I am sorry that I'm a part of it. You know how to heal. Please step into your power. I don't like seeing you so alone and hurt. Do something fun without guilt. Go out. No more time alone. So if you have been hiding yourself away from the world, if you've been self-sabotaging, if you have been isolating yourself, or feeling like you don't deserve to have fun, or like you shouldn't be happy, things like that, it's time to really love yourself, to care for yourself, to take care of you, to understand that no matter what has gone on or no matter what you have done, you are somebody who does deserve that love too, and you do deserve to have fun and enjoy yourself. And there's definitely somebody that is very apologetic about being part of the reason why you are in so much pain and hurt right now. They know that you've already suffered so much. They are sorry to be a part of your suffering, but they also know that you know how to heal, and they want you to step into your power. They don't like seeing you so alone and hurt, and they would really like to see you enjoying yourself again, and filled with that life and that vibrancy and that beauty that you may have been filled with in the past, that you may have allowed to fall by the wayside because of the hurt and pain that you are going through currently. Make a list of what is most important to you. Make a list of what you are most grateful for. This may be a bumpy ride. Hold on tight. Hold on tight and know that things will be looking up soon. Don't focus on what you lack. Focus on what you have, because what you have may not seem like much right now, but when you start to think about what some other people in this world have, you might realize that you have a whole hell of a lot more than you ever thought you did. Did you know that there are actually people in Haiti who eat dirt cookies? Dirt cookies with absolutely no nutritional value whatsoever. They buy dirt cookies to eat. Literally, they buy dirt cookies to eat. You could be living that life. And, you know, that's not to say that your problems are insignificant. But what that is to say is look at the bigger picture. Yes, you have problems and it sucks and it hurts. And there's a lot of things that you would like to have in your life, but you don't right now. But what do you have in your life? Me personally, I would love to be able to pay for rent somewhere. I would love to be able to be living in a house somewhere with my beautiful little girls and to be able to provide for them food, stability, security. I would love to be able to do that, and I can't do that right now. But what I do have is I do have an RV, which at least keeps me with a roof over my head. I do have my beautiful little dogs, which they are the best friends that anybody could ever have, literally. I mean, there is no contest there at all. They have been with me through every single thing I've ever faced. Every time I'm sad, they're there to cuddle me. Every time I'm happy, they're there to play with me. Every time anything, they are just always there, and they are so amazing, and I absolutely love them to death. What do you have in your life like that? What do you have to be grateful for? Do you have a toilet you get to use on a regular basis? Because you know what? I don't. And there's a lot of people who don't. Do you have running water that you get to use on a regular basis? Because I don't. And there's a lot of people who don't in this world. Do you get to live in a place that has stores? Because there's some places that don't have that either. Look into some of the third world countries in this world, because there are much bigger problems than what we have on our doorstep. And that includes me. Don't take revenge. Don't take revenge. Bleh. In this one, sit it out. Ask for the scales to be balanced. Forgive and let go. In doing so, karma can do its job. Time to shift your focus back to you and your goals. So, you're being asked to shift your focus to yourself and to your goals, and to allow the chips to fall as they may. To let go of the situation, to forgive, to release, to move forward, and to know that in doing so, you are removing that poisonous arrow from yourself and your own life. You are no longer taking on this person's karma as your own, but you are allowing it to go back home where it belongs, and you are allowing yourself to build yourself back up after a heartbreak, a hurt, or a loss. Give your fears and worries to a higher power. Don't be a passive participant in your life. Before acting, think. Work and have faith. Keep your friends close. Keep your enemies closer. Standing on the edge of a bright new world. So, one of the things that made me think of, Where the Red Fern Grows, I was just watching yesterday, and I absolutely love that movie. And his grandpa, he's telling him, I just don't understand it, Grandpa. Why can't I have the dogs? I've prayed and I've prayed and I've prayed, and that's the thing that I want most in this entire world. And he's like, well, think about this for a minute. You've prayed and you've prayed and you've prayed. But if God just handed you those dogs, that wouldn't do much for your character, would it? And he's like, I don't want character, though. I want dogs. And he's like, well, yeah. But here's the thing. You might be praying for it, but what have you done on your end? And he's like, well, what does that mean? And he's like, I'm going to let you think about it and figure it out. And so he spends all summer doing as many odd jobs as he can to be able to save that money up himself, and praying for the strength and the courage and the determination to be able to get through it, and to be able to continue working towards it even when it seems hopeless. And at the end of the day, he got what he wanted. And a lot of it had to do with prayer, and a lot of it had to do with his own hard work too. It takes your own hard work right along with those prayers. You can't just pray to be healed and be healed. You have to put in the work necessary to find that healing. And it does take work. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of determination. It takes a lot of commitment. It takes being able to turn away from the temptation to jump into that revenge mode, or to jump into that vindictive mode, or that jealousy, or that resentment, or that bitterness. And it happens to everyone when they're trying to heal from these things, where you fall into that, and then you have to pull yourself back out of it. That's what that commitment is. That's where your work comes in. On my own. Grateful for the freedom here, constant need to release fear, watched over, guided, and protected, constantly feeling intersected, seeing light is hard at times, darkness released through my rhymes, grateful that I am never alone, my skills and knowledge weapons I hone, building up my spiritual faith, always in touch with a ghostly wraith, standing in my power now, at long last I can take a bow. No matter how hard this is, freedom is a win. 2/22/21. So, really being grateful for your ability to free yourself from toxic situations, for your ability to be able to free yourself from toxic energy, from that revenge energy, from that constant need for recognition or validation, or from that constant need to fight the lies or the gossip or the whatever is going on, and just allowing yourself to not be distracted from or pulled from your path or your target or your purpose by the petty bullshit that's going on with others around you. Instead, allowing yourself to really follow the path you find to be right for you, regardless of what's going on with anybody else, and no longer allowing any of their negative energy to control you, or keep you stuck or stagnant or lost, and realizing that you're the one who was actually allowing you to be stuck or stagnant or lost. And it had nothing to do with the other person, because we can all choose what energy we're in on any day, on any daily basis. And yes, the things that are going on outside of us does have an effect on that. And it's okay that sometimes we fall into that as well. But we also have to make the choice to learn how to pull ourselves out of that, and how to get back on track with our lives and the life that we want and the purpose that we feel drawn by, instead of allowing ourselves to be drugged down into the crap and then staying in there to lay around and roll around in it. It really is a choice. People will tell you it's not a choice, and that, oh, these chosen people were just chosen, or this and that, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, everybody has a powerful purpose in their life. Do they choose to follow it is another question. And just because they have a powerful purpose in their life and it looks minuscule from the outside doesn't mean it's any smaller than the most powerful purpose somebody has in this life that everybody thinks is the most maximum purpose ever. Everyone has a purpose, and everyone's purpose is just as big as everyone else's, regardless of how small it may look from the outside. The stones on the top of the mountain's mighty face don't think they're any better than the ones that form the base. The ones that form the base are just as important as the ones that are at the top. Zebra, mouse, 3 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords, the 9 of Swords, the Ace of Cups, and the Emperor. So, being afraid of betrayal, being afraid of lies, nitpicking things because of our own insecurities, trying to control things and the direction they go because we're feeling unworthy, or because we're feeling like others may be stealing from us, or we're feeling like there may be lying going on, or whatever the case may be. Being afraid of all those things really does hold you back. We can really learn a lot from our fears. And we can also learn a lot from loving ourselves enough to face those fears, to have new ideas, new concepts, new understandings, to not be judgmental of the way that other people think or the way that other people act, but to really be able to open up our minds and expand our vision through being able to listen to them, through being able to understand them, through being able to communicate with them without being afraid of what's going to happen if you do, without being afraid of collaborating with others because they may steal from you, or, understanding that just because somebody stole from you doesn't end everything you have. You can continue doing what you're doing, or you can throw it all away and die in a gutter. I mean, that's the choices you have, and those are choices. Those are choices you make every single day. To throw in the towel and give it all up because of the past hurt or the past pain, or to try to control and dominate every situation because of the past pain and because of the fears and because of the anxiety, when instead we could be making the choices that are best for ourselves and for everyone around us, and be a true leader by being able to face those fears and understand why we're feeling that way, why we might be feeling insignificant or insufficient, or why we might be feeling like we are not good enough, or we're a bad person, or why we might be feeling ashamed or guilty or upset with ourselves, why we might be feeling that about other people. Really learning and growing from the experiences that we've had so that we can understand things on a deeper level and at a higher perspective, and really being able to see the bigger picture instead of getting so lost in the tiny little details that really don't even matter anyway. And yes, they do matter, but not in the cosmic scheme of things. It does matter that people stole your work or lied about you or hurt you or things like that. It does matter. And at the same time, if we hold on to that forever, then that's all that's going to continue happening. Whereas if we let go of it and we just allow it to be, then we can continue on learning from the things that we've been through, growing from it, understanding things differently, seeing the red flags easier. But if we get stuck in that fear and anxiety, then we see those red flags at every single turn in every single person we come across, instead of being able to realize that, yeah, sometimes it happens, and sometimes good people even do really shitty ass bad things because they're busy stuck in those fears or there's those anxieties or lost in that crap, instead of being able to really love themselves. And that's where that self-love comes in, because you need that self-love in order to be at your highest self. Because this guy here in the 7 of Swords, you want to know why he's like that? It's because he lacks self-love. He's very insecure. He has self-esteem issues. He has abandonment issues. He has issues that people don't see him as good as other people. And anything that he is could never measure up to anyone else. So he feels like he has to steal what everyone else has. Things like that. That's where the Seven of Swords, guys, comes from. It comes from this fear. The negative, dark side of the Emperor, the need to control everything and hold on so tightly to everything, the need to push the direction of everything instead of being okay with the way that things are going and allowing it to unfold naturally, that need to be in charge of everything, that comes from this feeling of people abandoning you or of things not going right. And there's a possibility that everything could go wrong. So I got to make sure everything goes right from the start. And everybody has to listen to me because I'm the one who's right and I'm the one who's in charge and I'm the one who's going to keep everything from falling apart. And you don't know anything anyway. All of those energies come from fear. It doesn't come from being evil. It comes from fear. And good people can do some things that seem pretty evil at times because of their fear. And sometimes it takes them a long damn time to even figure out that what they did was pretty fucked up. Because they really believe that those fears they hold tightly are the real reality of the world. And they can't even see reality because of those fears. So that's what I have for that portion of the message. And in between, if you guys would like to donate or purchase a question, you can find my Cash App, PayPal, and Amazon wish lists in the description box below. I really do appreciate anybody who does that. It really does help me out more than you guys know. And I really appreciate all of you guys. And I hope you're enjoying this message today. Okay. So on to the next portion. Whew. The day I got my wishes and they came true, I celebrated so big. I never even dreamed of today, and it's growing and growing. I am now making a steady, sustainable income. It grows so much every day that I can hardly remember those days when I prayed for and celebrated each new achievement and impatiently awaited the next one. I was dealing with so much with no cash, no home, no support, and nothing to show for the work that I had put in for over half of my life. Slowly that changed, and now my life is different from what it has been since my birth. No more worries about how I will eat or win. No thoughts of what I will do. Blind faith isn't so blind anymore because I currently am seeing all the rewards reaped from the crops that I nurtured for so long. And the fact that everybody thinking my blind faith was blind, it wasn't. It was faith in something that was real. So you may actually be coming into some energies in the near future that are going to be proving just how real the faith that you have had for a very long time was. The faith that everybody tried to talk you out of, faith that everybody tried to call you crazy for. So much money is coming my way and I know just what to do with it. I am so abundant and blessings rain down on me like gold coins. It's like I found the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. I enjoy all of the extras regularly, always having gas, food, power, running water. I've gotten to try so many new things and I love my life. I am so grateful I went for my dreams because they all came true. A dream is a wish your heart makes. I didn't let others or my mind squash it. I am free, the most free that I have ever been. I finally got to go skydiving and ziplining, finally got to see a different country. I get to show the world to my babies, a whole new world, one where nothing is impossible if you believe it and work hard at it. A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. In a dream you will lose your heartache. Whatever you wish for, you keep. The consciousness raises as we raise ourselves and others up too. As less and less people will look away in the face of injustice. As we go into this future, we remember that and rejoice in it. We no longer believe that the world is getting worse and worse. It is bad and good, and it has always been and always will be. You can't have one without the other. But people don't have to be that evil. From the dawn of time, the trajectory has been upwards. Slowly, we gained more awareness, compassion, intelligence, emotional awareness. Think of how violent and evil the past truly was, even though everybody would like you to think that it was rainbow and sunshine all the time and it was such a great, amazing place that everybody should want to go back to. Yeah, where they used to tar and feather people and burn people at the stake. What the fuck are they talking about? It was so amazing and people were so good. Sure they were. Sure they were. No, they just let their evil out in different ways than they do today. It was an awful place. And I personally, as a woman and somebody working in spirituality, sure as fuck would not like to go back and live then. Come on, give me a break now. Anyway, think of how violent and evil the past truly was. Yes, there is still evil these days, but in some ways it has gone down a lot. And at the same time, in other ways, it has gone up in different ways, honestly. How many these days just look away as a parent beats their child on the side of the street? Or someone rapes someone. Someone drags somebody down the alleyway to rape them. Who's going to step in? Most people these days. And not necessarily in every country, but a lot of the countries that are still behind are starting to come up too. At the same time, we must remember forgiveness is the biggest part of it all. Hope, faith, trust, and love is replacing fear, shame, guilt, and pain. Those are the truth, and the past way is just an illusion. Fuck, did you know that one of the reasons they thought you were a witch back in medieval times was if you had moles? I have a shit ton of moles all over my body. Most people I know have a shit ton of moles all over their body. In those days, you could have actually got burned at the stake for having a mole. Come on now. And you want to tell me that those days were such a simpler time where everything was so good and great and wonderful, and this world today is so evil and awful and horrible, and it's all going to hell, and these are the end days, and everybody wants to get you in an uproar and stuck in this fear and this anxiety and these thoughts that everything around you is evil and don't go outside because you might disappear and blah, 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 blah. Instead of living your fucking life, you're stuck in this damn box of their fucking making. And it's irritating to think that so many people fall victim to that and allow themselves to fall victim to that. Someone may have tried to put their own blame on your doorstep. They couldn't face the mirror or the censure of others. The lies will be revealed, and others will see the truth. This person has a lot of self-hate, and it will increase before it gets better. So you could have been dealing with somebody very controlling, somebody who may have even been violent, somebody who may have gossiped a lot, lied, created rumors, somebody who really tried to project everything that they were onto you and tried to blame you for the nasty, negative, lower vibrational things that they were doing in their self-hate, in their hurt, in their pain. They were lashing out. And then, on top of that, they could not take responsibility for it and blamed it all on you. And a lot of that comes down to this. A lot of it comes down to that thing that, oh, you're evil if you behave this way. So nobody wants to admit they behaved this way. People want to lie about it. People want to avoid the punishment for it. People want to avoid everybody's hate and their censure and their judgment. And so this person is definitely having a whole hell of a hard time exposing who they truly are because they don't want to be seen that way. And at the same time, this person is definitely going to be being exposed. And they may actually end up getting worse before the situation gets better. They may have been putting on a facade for a while now. And they may have been hiding half of who they are for a while now, burying their shadow side down in a deep box inside of themselves and locking it away. But what you don't realize is when it comes to the two wolves inside of you, they tell you that it's the one that you feed that is the one that succeeds, right? Well, no. Here's the thing. When you starve one of those fucking wolves, what do you think it's going to do? It's going to lunge out of that box and eat anything in its path. Because it's been locked away for years, ignored, abused, not eating. So now it's starving, it's lusting, it's rearing to get out of there and to wreak havoc on everything around it. Because it has been denied and it has been locked away and it has been kept silent. Instead of somebody going, hey, you're a good wolf too. And I'm going to feed you and I'm going to love you and I'm going to take care of you and I'm going to understand you. so that you don't lash out at everybody around you someday out of hate and out of being stuck, locked away without food for so long. If you feed one and you don't feed the other, the one that you don't feed, you're going to regret that one day. Nine of Wands. That's why shadow side integration is so important. Chariot, Eight of Wands, Three of Cups, Starfish, and the Peacock. So, there's going to be some sort of communication coming into you. I really feel like you're on a very strong forward momentum and path towards healing and growth. You're regenerating after whatever it is that happened. You've been through a lot, but you're no longer in this wounded warrior type of energy. You're in this relaxed, calm state where you're learning, you're growing, you're transforming, you're overcoming. You are adding new rituals or new ways of dealing with things into your everyday habits. You're really understanding yourself better, understanding your wants and needs better as well. And really you are getting in touch with your shadow side, getting in touch with your shadow side and your light side, and really integrating the two into being. You're acknowledging and understanding both. And that is really helping you to be able to ground yourself and follow your intuition towards your happiness, really being able to light the path in front of you, because no longer are you hiding half of who you are. And it could even be this person that you've dealt with is no longer going to be hiding half of who they are. I feel like somebody may even be going to jail in this pile. Somebody that somebody's dealing with may be going to jail. So, for some sort of partying or there may be a party involved. But yeah, you are really understanding and accepting yourself more fully, authentically expressing yourself, and really stepping into who you're meant to be. You may even be going out more, having fun with friends more, enjoying life more. There could definitely have been people who have underestimated you because of the beauty of your exterior or who you were on the outside. They may have underestimated your judgment or your intelligence or who you were as a person. They really could have mistaken you for weak or mistaken you for stupid or something along those lines. But people are really starting to notice and understand that it's not what's outside that matters, it's what's inside. And what's inside of you is very powerful. You are definitely somebody who is quite capable of regenerating from any situation that you face or anything that you go through. You are somebody who has a very strong forward trajectory, and you do not get thrown off your path easily, if at all. And even if you do for a little bit, you come right back to it. You are somebody who is on a mission and somebody who is looking to move forward, somebody who's looking to enjoy your life and really enjoy that life with people who you can relate to, people who understand you, people who are similar to you. And a lot of that is really happening for you now, because no longer are you hiding parts of yourself, but you're expressing them and exposing them. All of the things that you may have kept buried down and deep inside of you. You may have even used makeup to cover up who you were, or clothes to cover up who you were, or something along those lines to really make you appear to be different than you were. And honestly, on the inside, you were this amazing, beautiful person. And this amazing, beautiful person is really starting to attract people that are in a similar vibration, and you're really starting to enjoy life again and to get out and to have fun again. And if you haven't been doing that, you soon will be doing that, because you are no longer going to be afraid to get out and to have fun and to enjoy your life. You're no longer going to be feeling like, oh, so many bad things are going to be coming because I decided to go out tonight and have fun. Instead, you're going to be thinking, oh, hey, something amazing could happen tonight if I go out and have some fun. Who knows what great things could happen if I decide to go out and have a little bit of fun. And so you're really going to be taking some chances, some risks, and making some changes in your life that are going to bring a lot of happiness and joy to you. So in between piles, if you guys wanted to be able to donate to my channel, you can find my Cash App, PayPal, and Amazon wish list in the description box below. And that's also how you can buy a question as well. And I really appreciate anybody who does that. Thank you guys for doing that. And it really does make a difference in my world. So I appreciate it. So let's see, what other messages do we have? My comments are working, right? Somebody want to leave a comment so I can make sure of that, because usually by now I have a lot more comments than I do. Is there something that you want to fight for? What is it? Don't let your fear talk you out of it. Face it and know that it could go wrong, but it could also go right. And what if it did? What if it took commitment and wasn't done right away? Would it be worth it? Do you want it that much? When you find what you do want that much, don't regret not trying. Not trying is the only true way to fail. So if there is something that you're wanting, then go for it. Don't allow you to hold yourself back. Don't allow others to hold you back. Don't allow fear to hold you back. Don't allow anybody else's opinions of what's right or what's wrong to hold you back, or anybody else's opinions of what you should be doing or shouldn't be doing. What is right for you? What is it that you want to do? What is it? Where is it that you want to go? And are you committed to those things? Once you're committed to something so fully that you're able to do whatever it takes to be able to bring it into existence, then know that that is definitely something that is worth fighting for. And are you going to give up halfway through, or are you going to continue fighting for it, regardless of whether or not it's hard, regardless of whether or not it may not happen? You really got to ask yourself what's most important to you. I don't know if my comments are working today. You are starting to notice and break karmic cycles, patterns handed down through the time. Accept that your parents did the best that they could at the time with the tools that they had. They loved you and they tried to show it, although most didn't even know what love really was. Neither did you. Forgive yourself as a parent or a partner, or a partner who didn't know how to love. Forgive your parents too. Pray for healing for you and all, and lead the way to victory. You have it within you to heal. Spread your story, inspiring others as you go, and really making an impact in this world. But only through acceptance of self and others as human beings, and forgiveness of the mistakes and harmful beliefs or actions, can you acknowledge and lead a new way of love as a light worker. This is reminding me of the movie A Walk in the Clouds, where her father, at the end of the movie, he basically said something about, I didn't know how to love, can you teach me? Because he was told off by the other guy at some point in the middle of the movie about, why can't you just love your daughter? She's so fucking amazing. How can you not love her? And he's like, I do love my daughter. Don't you see everything that I do for my family? This is all for them. And he's like, well, then you might want to let them know that. Well, sometimes people don't know how to show that. And people think that you can see that they love them, or that you love them through their actions, but sometimes their actions are kind of warped. If it wasn't for everything that you went through, you would never have found the passion, motivation, and drive to create all that you have. You have strove to prove yourself, and you did. Time to forgive and release the past hurt and pain. We have all had pain, especially those of us who are super passionate, and it's okay. It does happen sometimes. When we see it, it's up to us to choose to heal, and that's our opportunity for growth. They have them too. Everyone could choose to heal at any time. Choose to be the one who hopes for it. So everything that you went through and all the obstacles that you faced, all the people you had to fight along the way, all the lack of support that you had, all of the things that really made you step up and have to do the things you did to be able to succeed, it gave you that motivation, that drive, that stability, that strength. All of that was brought in by everything that you have been through. And so hi, Rashima. I hope you have a good day as well. Baljit, I did my free question session last week. I do one of them a month, but this week we're doing $10 a question. So if you wanted to be able to purchase a question, you can send me $10 through Cash App or PayPal. Let me know when you do if you wanted to do that. So it's up to us to be able to choose to heal. To be able to let go of it, to be able to really still love those people regardless of the crap, and to, even if that means we have to love them from a distance, because the hate poisons us. But when we choose to truly let go of everything that happened and heal from it, then we find that love again. And that love is what causes us to be the beautiful souls that we are. And really, it's anybody could choose to change and grow and heal at any time. Choose to be the one that hopes for it, regardless of how much somebody hurts you, to hope that they heal, to hope that they find that love within themselves, and for the world around them, to hope that they stop self-sabotaging and hurting their own life and everybody in it because of their pain. It's time to speak your truth, your own worth. Own your worth. It's time to speak your truth, own your worth, and know your power. You have everything that you need, and the universe will provide the rest. It's time to trust that you can stand on your own. It's time to look deep inside of yourself, to face and accept your shadow side, and to bring the old cycles of codependency to an end. Know that you can accomplish what you wish, and a payoff is coming for your hard work. To stand up for your beliefs and your needs, and to stand up for what's right. Communicate clearly and confidently. Work hard to bring clarity to your thoughts. So, it's time to really express what you're needing, what you're wanting, what you're willing to deal with, and what you aren't in a situation. It's time to move away from situations that are not looking to grow, heal, or improve. But it also doesn't mean that you have to cut them off completely either. Sometimes people will come around in time and sometimes they won't. What it does mean is that you love yourself enough to know whether or not you want these people in your life, to be able to move away from situations that aren't good for you, to be able to move away from them, though, without tainting your own heart, without stepping into hate, without stepping into fear, without stepping into a need for revenge or bitterness or jealousy or anything of the sort, but being able to live and let live. This person wants to live their life this way, and that's fine. But I don't want to live my life that way, so I'm going to move over here and I'm going to live my life the way that I want to live my life. Raccoon, elephant, and the cobra, getting that live and let live vibe again. Queen of Cups, Five of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, Five of Cups, and the Three of Wands. So, there's been a lot of sadness, hurt, pain in your past. There may have been a lot of people who left you out, walked away, left you out in the cold, weren't there for you when you needed them the most, even though you were somebody who was there for everyone through everything that they ever went through. It's time to really have this compassion, this forgiving, this understanding energy, to love yourself enough to be able to hold your cup up high and spread that love and light to others around you. You could have had some sneaky people, people that were really looking to throw you off balance, or looking to cause a lot of problems in your life, or looking to make sure you felt isolated or like you couldn't move forward. You may have even been feeling very, very low. Could have been going through a lot of depression, things like that. And a lot of the reason for this depression is being busy looking at the past and what was lost, instead of realizing that right in front of you is this beautiful future that you have worked hard for. You've worked extremely hard for this beautiful future, and you may not be open to accepting this beautiful future because you're stuck on the past and the hurt and pain and trauma of the past. You have really been able to maintain balance through so much in your life, and you could maintain that balance again throughout a lot of hurt and hardship and pain. But you really need to be able to let go of the past for that to happen, to learn from it, to understand it, to grow from it, instead of allowing it to rule you, knowing that you have the ability to learn from it and move forward. There's really this energy that you could be teaching a lot of people from the experiences that you have had as well. But you might be stuck on the lack of not having enough, of not being enough, or something along those lines. You know what? I don't have very much, but I get up here every day and I teach people from the experiences that I've had and that I've went through. And it doesn't take having much to be able to do that. You can find some way to be able to do that. You have a lot of wisdom within you. You have a lot of beauty and a lot of strength within you. And you really are this bright, shining beacon of hope, love, and light to other people. And at times, you may not be expressing your love. You may not be exposing who you truly are inside. You may not be being the leader that you're capable of being because of the past pain and hurt you've been through, and because of the upsets that have on in your life. You've really put in a lot of effort and time and energy towards creating something within your life. And every single thing that you have gone through has been a part of creating that. It has all played a part in creating what you are creating now. So being grateful for those things is something that's going to bring you a lot of healing too. Even the nasty, horrible, awful, cruel, disgusting things that have happened. Finding that gratitude for those things, finding the silver lining in those things is something that is going to help you to heal and be able to move forward. It's going to help you to be able to see the beauty in front of you instead of just holding on to the beauty behind you that doesn't even exist anymore. Or instead of fearing that anything in the future may not pan out the way that you want it to because nothing in the past did. So that's what I got for that message. In between messages, if you guys want to be able to donate or purchase a question, you can find my Cash App, PayPal, or Amazon wish list in the description box below. And I really do appreciate anybody who does those things. It really does help me out. And let's see what else the universe wants to discuss today. Express your feelings. Reality sets in. Be vulnerable. Be open. People in power are watching. Confidence. You will see all of your haters fall. Military background. So there could definitely be a need here to be able to express yourself, to be more vulnerable, to be more open, to really see things as they are instead of the story you created. It's time to express your feelings, to not be afraid of being who you are and expressing what you are and how you feel. Know that there are definitely people watching over some sort of situation in your life. Have confidence and trust and know that you are very protected and that really there's definitely going to be consequences for people who have done you wrong. I feel like like I was saying before, there may be one or two people who end up going to jail for something as well. And then we have military background. With that and the people in power are watching, there may actually be somebody who's being watched by some sort of government something. Study is needed in order to continue to expand your mind. You need to keep it going. Learning never truly stops, at least not if it isn't blocked by thinking that you know it all. Ego can get in the way with your talents and brains. Don't let it. So, if there's something you're thinking about studying, or if there's something you're really interested in, or something that you're really heavily involved in, it's time to put some more study towards it. Even teachers, when you have a teacher, every year they have multiple things that they go to where they learn new things. Everybody learns new things on an all the time basis, except for those who want to believe that they know it all and get stuck in their ego and sit there thinking that, oh, nobody could ever teach me anything because I know everything. You know, those are the only people that aren't learning. So it's time to really study things that you're interested in, to really put some time and effort towards learning new things about something that you may be passionate about or something you may be working on. Let it go. Release that fear and doubt. Release that fear and doubt. Peace fills you inside and out. Let go of what you think is wrong. The answer was with you all along. Over the mountain or around. You've always been homebound. It's time to release all that fear before you waste another year. 10, 22, 21. So, there could be something that you've been avoiding, something that you want to do that you really feel like you shouldn't be doing, or that you feel like other people are going to judge you harshly for, or something that just is keeping you stuck and bound in depression, sadness, regret, shame, guilt, lack, like you don't have enough or you aren't enough, or some sort of something like that could be keeping you from being all you can be. You may even be avoiding school and going to school or back to school for some sort of reason. You may feel like you don't have what it takes, or you don't have the support you need, or you don't have the stability you need, or something like that to be able to create what you're wanting to create. And it's time to really let go of the doubt, to really understand that you have everything inside of you that you need, and that whether you decide to go over the mountain or you decide to go around the mountain, you have always been on the same path. This path can be as hard as you want to make it. It's all in whether or not you are avoiding what you feel like is your path and purpose and where you should be going. Are you avoiding who you are and who you want to be because you feel like you can't be that? Open your eyes. What do you seek? Or open your eyes. What you seek might be right in front of you. Take a break from technology and start to see the world around you again. There is so much life to enjoy. Let your freak flag fly. Don't hold back. Sing loud and dance proud. So allow yourself to get out there, to enjoy the world, to enjoy life, to really have some fun. And I feel like in allowing yourself to drop your guard down a bit and allowing yourself to really just get out there and have a good time and to be yourself and to enjoy the world and life and what it has to offer, you're really going to be feeling a lot less stressed or worried or upset. You're going to be feeling a lot easier able a lot easier able a lot easier of an ability to be able to handle the things that are going on around you without getting stuck on all the little details that really aren't so important anyway. You are important too. Take some time for self-care and love. Do more for you and don't feel guilty about it. Take yourself on a date. Dress up and hold your head high. Go on a vacation, somewhere that you can relax and unwind. Maybe even learn some new things. There's a whole world around you. Take the time to live. Live like you were dying. Tim McGraw. No more time to be a yes man or woman. No more time to give to others without a return. So it's time to pull your energy back to yourself, to give to you and your goals and what you want to succeed at, and to give your energy in equal exchange to those that are giving to you. Not to pour all of your time, your energy, your efforts into somebody who is not giving anything back in return. Or even if somebody is giving a little bit, give a little bit. Don't give everything you are to somebody who's giving a little bit. Make sure that you are balancing that out. Make sure that you're open and receptive to receiving, and that you are not allowing yourself to pour everything you are out onto somebody, because the givers are just about as responsible as the takers are in that nasty dynamic where there's a giver and a taker, because the givers are busy giving everything, and you're giving because you feel like you lack in some sort of way, and it's causing you to give more than what you need to give to a situation. And it's also causing you to not be open to receiving anything as well. So somebody may offer something and you might tell them, no, I don't need that. And you know what? You need to be more open to receiving as well. The guy, I don't know if you guys saw the post where I was talking about that friend of mine who passed away recently. But he was constantly bitching because people always wanted to give him $20 or $40 or blah, 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 blah. And that's not what he needs. What he needs is a place to stay. And I was like, well, did you ever think that? And he's like, I got enough money. And I'm like, you're constantly sitting there trying to pinch your pennies. And you could be having a bit more money if you weren't throwing people's money back at them. The universe is trying to give you a gift and a blessing here. Maybe you should be open to receiving that gift and blessing. It may not be what you want, but it is something that is a gift and blessing, and it's something that other people would not look down upon quite so much, because other people would be grateful to have people shoving $20 bills in their hand all the time. But he was also a ex-cop and a vet, so, generally there are more people who are willing to give to people in that position when they are that, because they feel like they have earned it more. They honestly don't even know anything about the rest of the people, but they just feel like they're lazy and blah, blah, blah. People have a lot of judgments a lot of times. Awakening. We all have differences, it's plain to see. We all have differences, even me. Love yourself every day. Love yourself in every way. Spread the love. Spread that love for others to see. This is what will set you free. Live in love, live in light. Everything will be all right. Try to see things from their side. It will help the fears subside. Push past fear, ego, and pride, and then comes the part where you truly confide. Have faith, trust, and belief. Don't let fear be your thief. So, this is the time where you are being tested and you are facing a lot of fears, and your commitment is being tested. The commitment to your path and the commitment to what you feel is right for you. Your commitment to yourself and your commitment to others. It's really time to start to try to see things from everybody's shoes and to understand them from everybody's shoes. To be forgiving, kind, compassionate, loving, empathetic, without fearing that that somehow destroys you as a person, because it doesn't. What destroys you as a person is allowing people to abuse you. Not forgiving them and having compassion and understanding and stuff like that. Allowing people to abuse you and sticking around to put up with their abuse is what destroys your life. But it's time to really let go of the fear, the ego, the pride, to push past all of that. To really confide your feelings, what you're feeling, what you're wanting, what you're needing, to have trust, to have faith, to have belief, and to not allow fear or anxiety to be the thief of your happiness at this time. We have the sun. Yeah, exposure. Exposing yourself, exposing the truth, allowing people to see inside, walking away from anything that is not good for you, really being able to study as well. It's back to that studying. Studying and understanding what's fair, what's right. Maybe even stepping into the justice system in some sort of way for some of you. There's definitely an awakening going on within yourself, though. You're understanding yourself better. You're knowing what you want better. And it's time to really start being honest about that with yourself and with the world around you. And that is going to bring you a lot of justice in your life. There's going to be a lot of good things coming your way for your ability to be able to leave behind things that are no longer serving you. And the biggest things that are no longer serving you is that fear, that doubt, that ego, that pride. It's time for an ego death. A fear, pride, doubt, death, all of those things need to go by the wayside, because what's most important? Pride isn't going to be something that's going to keep you warm at night. The song that just came to mind is Shania Twain's That Impressing Me Much. Come on, baby, come on. You must be joking, right? Yeah. If you think your car is going to keep you warm at night, you're fooling yourself. So what is it that you're going after that you find to be so important, and what is it that you truly want? Freeing yourself from the past, learning from everything that you've been through, and allowing this learning that you've done to be something that is expressed as well. How you made this transformation. Allowing others to see that, giving out that information, expressing yourself, expressing your love. Remembering what other people have done for you and repaying that as well is going to be very important. And knowing that people remember what you have done and they're going to be repaying that as well. There may even be an expression of love coming your way from somebody that you may have walked away from, that you may have expressed your truth to. You stood your ground. You freed yourself. And you were not judgmental about it. You were just like, this is the way it is. And you were motivated and driven to be able to express what you needed to express and to move away from situations. And there may actually be something paying off because of that. Because of your honesty with yourself and with others, because of your ability to tell people what you wanted and what you needed and what they weren't doing on that front. Either way, there's definitely going to be a lot of good things coming your way for your ability to be able to open up and be vulnerable, for your ability to be able to learn about your emotions and what it is that you want and need emotionally, and what it is that you truly feel passionate about or feel loving feelings towards, and then taking that and expressing it and allowing yourself to forgive, allowing yourself to see things from different perspectives, allowing the intelligence that you have inside of yourself to shine, and not allowing anybody to dim your voice or your intelligence, not allowing people to dim your beauty and the way that you wear your heart on your sleeve. You may have in the past wear your heart on your sleeve a lot, and then you might have thrown that in the trash thinking that that was the problem, but that was not the problem. There was a lot of other things that were the problem, but that was not the problem. Being a loving, kind, caring person is never the problem. It wasn't your fault that people acted the way they did or behaved the way they did because you triggered them. But what could be your fault is behaving just like them because of being hurt. Because that does happen. And then all of a sudden you wake up one day going, oh, I just did exactly what was done to me, and I didn't even know that I was doing it. And now maybe I can look at the past in a bit different of a way, because those people weren't doing those things to be evil. They were doing those things simply because they were hurt. So I'm going to do one more message before I close this out. I decided I was going to do a little bit shorter of one today because we got a whole bunch of stuff taken care of on that RV yesterday, and I'm going to start getting some of my stuff moved into it. And I'm just kind of hoping that, having faith that everything's going to work out by the time I get in there, and I'll be able to take care of the things I need to take care of. It's time to point out and expose the truth. You might think that your truth will cause conflict, but there is already conflict present, so say what you need to say. Doing rituals against you and claiming the reverse. This person or people are trying to put a glamour spell on you to make others see you evil. They are trying to dim your light because it shines so bright. They may be sending you false signs and telling you that your beliefs are evil. People will see their true colors, and along with it, their darkness. So, and the most relatable thing in my life that has happened that has to do with that is Christians trying to tell me I'm evil simply because I choose not to believe their beliefs, and simply because I choose to accept people as they are, and I choose to do tarot. And when they decided that they couldn't convince me that I was evil for doing tarot, then they tried to get me to believe that I was good for doing tarot as long as I was doing it in the Christian way. And you know what? Bullshit. Go away. You already told me I was working for the devil. Get out of here. But people may be trying to convince you in some sort of way that the things that you're working on or the person that you are is evil, or they may be trying to convince other people of that. And just know that you pointing out and exposing these truths, you might think that that's going to cause a conflict, but there's already a conflict there. So you really need to say what you need to say. I have said a lot of it myself, honestly, until I started speaking about it publicly. The cops around here were harassing me at every fucking turn. Every time I turned around, everyone that helped me in any way, shape, or form, all of a sudden got in trouble. You want to know what's crazy about that? I recently found out that the pastor at the old church we used to go to is one of the cops in town. Wonder why they were harassing me when I was doing absolutely nothing wrong. You got a drug dealer living in his car 24/7 at our park, and he's the only person in town that's allowed to live in the same spot in his vehicle 24/7. Well, until more recently, when they finally stopped harassing me. But they stopped harassing me because I made it very public, and there's a lot of people that I've helped around here who I don't think liked it very much that they were doing that. You are worthy. You are worthy, know it's true. Love everything that makes you you. No more seeing yourself as less. No more mind in a mess. Healing comes now to you. You will see and know it's true. Also, my brother-in-law was also a sheriff here at one point too. So, yeah, since my ex and his family are all against me, it makes sense that they were doing that shit. Anyway, No more mind in a mess. Healing comes to you now. You will see and know it's true. Love yourself as you'd love another. Love yourself like your own mother. No more question if you deserve. Throw a curve, make sure you swerve. If it's not up to par, no more settling for below the bar. You are meant for so much more. Believe it's true and open the door. So, the way that you open that door is by expressing these things, not keeping them to yourself because somebody has convinced you that you look crazy or because somebody has convinced you that it's not true. If you're seeing something that's happening around you, it's time to express it and step up and stand up for yourself. You may even be somebody who has stood up for others for a very long time, but now it's time to start standing up for you too. Calling the light from the dark night. Darkness follows wherever I go, stuck here and going with the flow. Trying to manifest the light, tired of fighting this fight. Sick of attracting only those to heal. Please send me someone that's real. No more fakes and phonies for me. Please set me free. Independence comes to me now. After all my hard work, I take a bow. Someone to share with, come to me. No more darkness, please set me free. I agree, Heart of a Jewel. But it's not all Christians either. Just like them judging us for being evil, us judging them for being that way is not okay either. It's not every single Christian. There are Christians out there that are open-minded and non-judgmental. But at the same time, in their own Bible, it teaches them that they are supposed to force their beliefs on everybody. And anybody who doesn't believe those beliefs is instantly going to be burning in hell. And you know what? It's bullshit. Basically, they're creating bullies who force people to believe what they want them to believe instead of being able to believe what they believe, instead of being able to find their connection to God through their heart, which it actually says in their Bible too, and being able to do that. But there are some of them that are different. And at the same time, some of the spiritual things in the past weren't so great either. I mean, think about all the people who did ritual sacrifices, whether it be human variety or animal variety. And a lot of those were the more spiritual variety of religions. And at the same time, we also have Christians who burned hundreds of thousands of people at the stake for being witches. And then they whine about people beheading Christians in other countries. And you know what? Those people are not doing anything less than what you've done at some point in your history too. It's not right. I don't feel like it's right that those people should be having their heads cut off because they're not denying Christ. But you know what? Other people shouldn't have been being burned at the stake, even when they weren't even claiming that they worshiped anything other than their Christ. They were Christian, and they were still being burned at the stake. A lot of them were Christian. Some of them weren't, but a lot of them were. They were burning their own people at the stake half the time. Six of Swords, the Wheel, Judgment, the Tarantula, the Dragon, the Three of Swords, it is kind of true as well. Knight of Swords, Ace of Swords. So, learning how to communicate in a way that is not impulsive and flying off the handle is going to help as well, because I feel like there may have been some heartbreak caused by impulsive speech, whether that's on your front or on other people's front. I know there's Christian witches as well, which is kind of it's very contradictive. Honestly, it's very contradictive because Wiccan and Christian religion are very, very, very different. A lot of religions have very similar qualities to them, but there is a lot of very big differences between those religions. The biggest one being, thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. So how can you be a witch and Christian? I just don't understand that. But yeah. And there are witches that are evil people too. There are every religion has its own evil people and its own good people. And really there's a very strong middle ground as well. Every single person on this planet is made up of both good and evil. That's just the way it is. Every person. There are some people that are very self-righteous and look down on everybody and think that they're the only true goodness in this world. You know what? They're probably more evil than everybody else combined because they convince people of that bullshit and get everybody on their bully train. That's those people we were discussing earlier, pretty much. But there is good and evil in every single person. So part of your path and purpose in this life is to be able to leave behind this darkness, to leave behind the shadow, to really be able to see the bright, good, amazing things even after facing all the darkness, to be able to see those bright, beautiful, good things in the darkness, to be able to really understand and accept why you had to make the journey that you had to make, being optimistic and hopeful for a beautiful future, even after a disaster of a past, being able to really remain peaceful and in a calm state and a joyous state, no matter the ups and downs in life and the things that are going on around you, really being able to change the cycles of the past and believe in good fortune in the future as well. Know that there's going to be a lot of good things coming your way for your ability to be able to see things differently and step up into your power, for your ability to be a good leader, for your ability to lead by example as well, and not just expecting people to follow something that you aren't even following. The really sad part is all of those people, they believe in something that tells you that every person on this planet is a sinner. And yet they want to act like they have absolutely no sins. And yet when Jesus came, he's like, hey, any of you who has no sin, cast the first stone. Not one of them was bold enough to actually cast that first stone because they know they're full of shit, that they have just as many bad things about them. And instead of actually focusing on those things, looking in the mirror and working on themselves, they want to cast that judgment, blame, and shadow on everybody else around them instead. And learning how not to do that yourself, to rise above that, to really be in a state of open-mindedness and non-judgmental energy is really going to be the best thing for you and your future. Expressing your truth, but also remembering to express your truth from a place of love and not from a place of pain. Because every single word that comes out of your mouth makes a very big impact, probably a bigger impact than you think it does. It creates a lot of transformation, a lot of change, a lot of differences pop up and spring up around you because of the words that come out of your mouth, because you are really a very strong leader. And people are going to follow that leader. So it's a very great responsibility to be in that role, because you have to make sure that what you are leading with is something that you truly believe in, is something that is actually going to make a difference for the better in the world around you. And really being able to express yourself in a very honest, authentic, and truthful way is going to be something very important too. Being able to see through situations and being able to see to the heart of the matter. Being able to look at things from a detached space emotionally is going to help you to be able to see them clearly. Because when we allow our emotions to get too involved in it, then we end up with a very clouded situation that looks much different than it would have looked if we were able to detach ourselves a bit more and see things from a different perspective. So that is what I have for today. And I really hope that you guys enjoyed this session today. I really enjoyed being here today. And if anybody wanted to be able to donate to the channel, you can find my Cash App, PayPal, and Amazon wish list in the description box below. I really do appreciate anybody and everybody who does that. You guys make a very strong difference in my life, and I really do appreciate you and have a lot of gratitude for those who choose to give back in that way. And I hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye-bye, guys.